This is Shy,
And this is Megan,
and this is the Magical Happy Hour.
a podcast where we share a love for Disney and theme parks, travel tips, food.
And anything else we feel like talking about.
It's our 9th episode.
It sure is.
And today we're going to talk about what you didn't know you could do at Disneyland.
Yeah, there's so much of this that I did know and so much of it that I didn't know.
Yeah, it was much more of a learning opportunity than I thought it was going to be. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, we got this covered. We can just spill out all of our little brain knowledge. But
There's a lot that I learned too.
we got some treasures going.
And a lot of things that I just remembered.
Right? Things that you don't think of when you're going about your daily usual business. Not daily, but the stuff that you already like or the stuff that you've been told to like.
Yeah, this stuff that, you usually do. We kind of have a routine when we go.
100%. But first, should we cover some news?
Yeah.
Shy's got some fun stuff to tell us about.
Yeah, so I just got back from visiting Hawaii and I did get to go to Aulani and it was so beautiful. My friends and I had a wonderful experience. We didn't get to stay there, but you can actually do quite a bit without being a hotel guest. And so we got our parking, there's a parking garage. We got our parking validated, so didn't have to pay for parking, which was really nice.
Really quick, Shy, I'm sorry. Will you explain what Alani is for anyone
Oh,
that might not know? Because, I mean, I hardly know what Alani is.
oh yeah. So Aulani is the Disneyland Resort in Oahu, Hawaii, and there aren't any attractions or anything like that. It's just a hotel resort.
Mm.
It's very tropical, like tiki vibe themed. They have multiple hotel towers and multiple pools, dining locations, private beaches. It's really a whole experience. They have a lot to offer, especially for families with children. There's an abundance of activities for them to do and characters for them to meet.
Oh, they do have characters there.
They do. They have character dining experiences. They have a very what's the word I'm looking for? A They have a very popular luau that they host and you absolutely have to get reservations for it. You can book reservations for that like 3 months in advance, I believe.
Even if you're not a
And
guest?
I think you do have to be a guest to go to
Okay,
the luau.
good to know.
Yeah. But there's a lot that you can do there without being a guest, but the resort itself just has a ton to offer. For example, we arrived there and we were able to get our parking validated, so we didn't have to pay for parking, and that was really nice. They have like a little parking garage for you to use. We had a rental car that we got when we went to Hawaii, so we just took that with us there. And you go in through the entrance, and it is pretty grand. It reminds me actually a lot of the Grand Californian in California. Um, it's got like many like tribal paintings all over the walls. It's really beautiful. And then you walk out, and there is this outer deck. And if you look on my Instagram, I think I have pictures of it on there. The outer deck has a view of the pools and of the beach, and it's just breathtakingly beautiful.
Wow, that sounds nice.
It was so nice, and there's so much that you can do there without being a hotel guest. So
Mhm.
we got to walk all of the grounds. We got to go into they have a few different stores. I definitely spent quite a bit of money.
Okay, I was gonna ask. I'm like, do we got some Alani exclusive merch going
We
on?
do. We do. I got some things for friends, got some things for coworkers, got some things for myself and my parents. And they don't have any Magic Key discounts, but they do have the Disney Visa card holder discount. So I think I saved 10%, which is a lot when
Yeah,
you're
no, that's very nice.
shopping a lot there. So that was really nice. And you can also experience any of their dining locations. I was concerned because I had heard from a lot of people that you need to have reservations for their dining experiences. And we weren't really looking to have dinner or anything, but we did want to grab a drink somewhere if we could.
Hmm.
And we had asked one of the cast members that was checking us out in the store, and she gave us a handful of places where she was like, you can just walk up, you don't need a reservation. And so we explored the grounds some more and ended up grabbing a drink and an appetizer at their outdoor restaurant called Off the Hook.
Cute.
And this it was beautiful. The sun was setting. We got to sit right in front of the pool or one of the pools, and the drinks were really great. For an appetizer, we shared barbecued ribs.
Ooh,
They were delicious, fell right off the bone. It
what'd you
was
get to
so
drink?
good. I got some sort of, I wanna say, like, cucumber mint beverage,
Okay, nice.
and then my friend got one of my other friends just got water, and then my other friend got a pina colada,
Ooh, fancy.
and yeah, she said it was really good. And that was amazing. So, the only thing you really can't do is, like, their hotel guest, like, activities, like,
Mhm.
with the characters, or they have little activities for the kids as well. You can't do things like that, you can't use the pools, but you can go to their beaches and
Ooh,
enjoy their private beaches. You just can't use their equipment. They have lounge chairs that they'd like you to only use if you're a hotel guest. But you can still go to the beach. We did that, took a lot of pictures there. We walked down this little trail and got to see where my friend Sasha got married, and that was
oh,
so fun. Yeah, my
sweet.
friend Sasha kind of eloped, got married in Hawaii with just their immediate family, and so my friend Sarah and I were pretty sad that we didn't get to be there for her wedding because we've all been friends since elementary school and middle school, and so getting to see where she got married, that was really special.
Hmm.
And we just had a great time there. It was a super fun experience. Everyone was really friendly, and I'm definitely looking forward to making a trip back there.
I love that. Yeah, I've seen just like some pictures and it always looks so beautiful. I know that you said for the private beaches, they ask that you don't use the equipment. Did you spend very much time like at the beach or just kind of like walk over, check it out and like take some pictures and move on? I'm just curious. I'm gonna ask you
We
questions.
wanted to. No, please do. No, we wanted to, but we just ended up spending a lot of time shopping and a lot of time at the restaurant, and so the sun had really gone down and it wasn't really warm enough to hang out, like, on the beach anymore, but we just got to, like, walk through everything.
Yeah, no, that's so nice.
The
Especially
hotel guests do wear different colored wristbands.
like each day, right? I've seen that.
I'm not quite sure how it works.
The only reason why I say that is because I've seen like just recently somebody I follow on Instagram, they posted something like, "Oh, we've kept our wristband on from every day," and them and their child had on like 5 different wristbands or
Maybe
something.
that's what it is then, yeah, that would make more sense.
I didn't know any context for what they were talking about until you just said, "Oh yeah, the guests wear wristbands." And I was like, "Oh, that that makes sense." I just thought
That's
maybe
why
they did.
some people had, like, multiple colored. I was thinking that they just meant different things.
No, that totally makes sense too. I've been to like a resort where you wear like your hotel wristband, but then you also wear a wristband that tells that you're of age, drinking age, that is.
Mhm.
Most
Yes.
important age.
Yes.
um, okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome that you were able to like get a spot like at like there was it like a lounge bar like where they had like small bites or was it a full like restaurant and you guys just decided to get an appetizer?
It was a full restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And you just got lucky with your seating and stuff
Yes.
and time of day? That's
Yes.
amazing.
Didn't have to wait, and then shortly after we had been seated, they started developing a line. All of the timing
Oh,
for us really worked out perfectly. Yeah.
love that. So when it comes to like the scale of the resort itself, like how does that compare to like your like a Disneyland resort hotel versus like a Disney World resort hotel? What do you think? Like same size, bigger, smaller?
I would say it's similar in size to like a deluxe Disney World resort hotel, minus
Okay.
minus the area of the beach. If you're including the beach, then it's definitely bigger, but there's it's huge.
Nice. Okay. Good to know. So, okay, so very comparable to like a Disney World resort hotel,
Yeah.
but plus a beach.
Yes.
Love that. Oh,
Yes.
oh, love that. I mean, of course, I mean, I think we both only our only experience with the Disney World hotel is the Riverside when we stayed together a couple years ago.
Mhm.
But we checked out a couple of the different hotels while we were there, thankfully.
Yeah, I would say maybe for Disney World, it's most similar to the Polynesian,
No, totally. That makes sense for sure.
but I think it's bigger.
Yeah, I bet. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I believe
And
you.
the Polynesian's huge.
I didn't pay very much attention to the actual scale of the Polynesian, like the room part of it. Like you're saying, Alani has multiple towers. I was just focused on where we're at, like in the lobby area, in the outside part of Trader Sam's.
Mhm.
But yeah, totally, you would know best. But that
It's
sounds so fun.
yeah.
Did you see any characters?
No, didn't get to see any characters. I think that well, I took a picture with a Stitch statue,
Oh,
if that
cute. I
counts,
did see
but
that.
no, I didn't get to see any characters. I think that you can find them more with, like, their dining experiences. They have character dining, like
Sure.
character breakfasts and such, and then they have, like, different meet and greets, I believe, throughout the day. There was a lot of things that were also closed
Hmm.
by the
Probably for
time
the
we
time of
got
day.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we got there later on in the day, later on in the afternoon, and, for example, I had asked if we could get shaved ice somewhere because
Oh,
I had seen really cute pictures of, like, Mickey shaved ice there, and she was like, "You could, but they usually close at, like, 5 or 6, so I think you guys missed it." So, something to be
next time.
aware of. That's honestly a big theme that I saw a lot in Hawaii where things we were there during the week, but things were closing pretty early, around 5 or 6.
Yeah, from what I've never been to Hawaii, but from what I've heard, it's much more of like I don't want to say necessarily like slower way of life, but more relaxed.
It definitely is a more slower paced environment,
Hmm. I kind
except
of,
for driving. Driving there is crazy.
people are like, get to where you're going.
Yeah, and get out of the way.
Hey, I kind of appreciate that. I can't lie, but well, I'm glad you had a good trip and thanks for bringing back a little report to us.
Yeah.
I think our only other little piece of news is that there may be a upcoming strike for Disneyland employees that are part of certain unions. I know that we've been seeing reports that unions are planning to do a vote on July 19th to see if they're trying to see that if that's the best course of action to take for themselves. Of course, we won't know. I mean, this episode will already have come out once that vote occurs, and we'll find out more what is going on with those employees, and hopefully negotiations go well. Hopefully they won't have to strike, because that often means that people are taking time off work and not getting paid. The whole point of this is so that they get paid fairly.
Yeah,
Everybody deserves fair wages for their work. We support these cast members 100%.
absolutely.
And that's kind of it. We'll already know the result of this by the time the episode comes out, but cast members make Disneyland what it is. So we just wanted to
Absolutely.
put that in.
Disneyland wouldn't be what it is without its cast members, just like you said. They have to deal with so much
Yeah.
and they give so much more than what their job description requires. So,
Yes. Every single fantastic Disney experience I've ever had is due to employees, due to the cast
absolutely.
members themselves.
And I
They
think
don't,
many people share the same feeling.
yes, I don't think I've ever heard somebody argue with that fact.
Yeah.
Their employees deserve to not only be paid fairly, but paid competitively.
Yeah, absolutely.
As someone that has done very light mascot work, it's not, I can't imagine being in a costume for hours on end, all throughout the day, interacting with people. No, thank you. So pay them well, please.
Please,
Not just the ones in costumes, but all of them.
all of them.
On that note, I mentioned that the 19th is coming up, but today is July 17th. You know what that means?
Happy birthday, Disneyland!
Happy 69th birthday, the anniversary of Disneyland Park opening.
Mm, it's so exciting. I think we'll have to try to plan to be there next year for the 70th. I hope they do something really cool.
I think they are. They're really gearing up for their, what are they calling it? The Road to 70 right now. That's exciting.
So exciting.
We should plan that. That would be fun. We have a year. That's plenty.
More than enough.
I think we got it.
Yes.
On that note, how do you feel about moving into what you didn't know, what I didn't know, what others might not know about Disneyland?
There is so much that you guys didn't know that you could do at Disneyland. Let me tell you. So, we've kind of broken it down into different areas of the resort, Disneyland, California Adventure, and then a few things that you can do without being a guest, staying at on property at the Grand, at the Disneyland Hotel, and at the Pixar Place Hotel. So, Megan, tell us a little bit about getting items customized and embroidered at the parks. That is something that I've been seeing more and more on social media. But do you know anything about that?
Yeah, so I think it's something that has gone, excuse me, I think that's something that has like really flown under the radar that Disney's been offering for a while, but people just haven't been taking advantage of. Long story short, if you purchase an item of clothing, whether that's a t-shirt, a Spirit jersey, or like a hoodie, or even hats, as long as they still have the tags on, and probably you should bring your receipt with you, so like proof of purchase, you can get them custom embroidered. What that looks like is depending on you, but also Disney does have some stipulations between like like how much of embroidery can you do. So for the embroidery, there are like two different price points, and with them comes like different options. So $4.99, you have only one like script to choose from, like what your font looks like,
Hmm.
and you get one line, and it's maximum 16 characters,
Okay.
and then you can choose between just a few different colors. Whereas when you do, and that's the basic embroidery, and if you do the premium embroidery, it's $7.99. You can do up to 2 lines, 16 characters per line, and then you have two different like font options, and a pretty wide variety of colors that you can choose from. So of course, like you have more things available for a higher price point versus the basic one, but I think that's a pretty good deal,
That's much more affordable than I was anticipating.
right? I mean, I feel like you could charge quite a bit, but I'm sure that that's a I don't know. I'm sure that they see it as like standard or something. I mean, they have a machine doing it for them, right? They're not having somebody sit there and labor away at it.
One thing to know about that is make sure that your spelling is correct
Mm.
because my friend got her friend a hat with her daughter's name embroidered on it, and like she had spelled it correctly, but it wasn't correct on the hat, and so they had to redo it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a good thing to note for sure. Mistakes happen, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So double check yourself, be aware of what you're looking for.
Does it
And
say anything on there about designs, or is it
no,
just lettering?
I only saw something about lettering, but that's like reading. Maybe if you ask, they can share with you more options. But from what I've seen with like, because they'll have a sign sitting on the desk that has like your available options on them. That's what I saw from there.
Okay.
I haven't I haven't ever done this myself. I've never asked to do it. Will I be doing it in the future? I think so. But like they have a rainbow lettering option. Isn't that cute? I thought that was
That
cute.
is cute.
It's cute.
I've seen a lot of people get the designs done on the classic black Mickey ears.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that they do offer designs as well. I'm just not sure if that's for an additional fee or how that works. But I've seen people get like fireworks and such done.
Fireworks?
Mhm.
That's cute. I thought I saw maybe somebody with
Or like a balloon.
like a key design, but I thought maybe they did
Ooh.
that on their own. I don't know. Worth asking for sure. If you're around and wanting it done, maybe something a little extra special. I'm sure they'd be willing to work with you within reason. Be
Mhm.
nice. Oh, and you can get that done at the Mad Hatter or World of Disney if you're in downtown Disney. So you don't even have to be in the parks to do that. Or at the Disneyland Hotel. I believe that the store is called Small World Sundries.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
lots of options for you.
Nice.
Yeah. And so, one of my favorite things to do in the park that a lot of people don't know of, it is a little bit hidden. We have talked about it a little bit in a past episode, but didn't elaborate too much on it, is the castle walkthrough.
Mhm.
Yes. And I know there was a time where Shy and I, this was way before the podcast, years and years ago, but I had mentioned the castle walkthrough and as we were discussing it, we're like, is that like wheelchair accessible in any way? Like you're going up massive steps. You'd think that there must be some workaround. I haven't ever sought it out myself, but I have seen on the sign them advertising the sign stating that there is some sort of wheelchair accessible or handicap accessible entrance or way to view the castle walkthrough. So that's really wonderful as well. Of
To
course, we want.
note on that, I have
Mhm.
been in there and it's not much. It's just, unfortunately, it's just a room with
A room,
a, what is that?
a room.
It's a room.
It's not a. Oh, the handicap accessible one.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying the whole walkthrough. I was like, oh, it is so much more. Sorry. Continue.
So I have experienced the handicapped accessible option, and it's just a room with a screen that's showing you different parts of the walkthrough. It's not much of an experience, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a super bummer. I thought that it was a way to get like
Up
to
there.
that top floor area.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, well, that's not a walkthrough at all then for them.
No.
Oh no.
I know.
Oh no. We
Sorry.
gotta we gotta do something about this, you guys. Absolutely not.
They should because the walkthrough is really cool.
It's it's very novel. It's very different than something else. There's not a whole lot of walkthroughs, especially in Disneyland.
Mhm.
So that would all right. Well, just turned one of my favorite things into something that I see as a bummer. And that's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
No, it's not your fault. That is not our responsibility. Well, If you are somebody that is able to go up and down steps, I would say take the time to do it. It is very special. It's honestly very beautiful how they were able to craft these scenes and like almost these window fixtures and little tiny details. But we need to make this wheelchair accessible. I'm sorry. Now I'm mad.
Other
Excuse
things that you can do at Disneyland, there's a bunch of different tour options. You can take just like short hour, 2 hour long tours. There's one called Cultivating the Magic, the Disneyland Railroad Tour, and then Walt's Main Street Story Tour. And I'll go into those in a little bit more depth, but I wanted to first talk about the VIP tours
me.
because that's something that I've noticed is getting increasingly more popular. More people are taking advantage of this offer in the park. It's something that before you would really only see the very wealthy or celebrities using, but basically what you get a private tour guide that is like considered your like personal concierge. It's just a cast member. If you've ever seen them wearing the plaid tops and the navy skirt or navy pants, that is a VIP tour guide. And they get you access everywhere really throughout the park. You let them know what you want to do, what your must do's are, and they take you to the very front of the line. You don't have to do a lightning lane. You really don't have to wait in line at all. They just take you to the very front of the line and you get to experience your attraction with your family. And it is super expensive. I am not sure exactly what the numbers are, but I know you have to pay by the hour
Oh,
and
wow.
it is a minimum of, I want to say, 7 to 8 hours. And you can have, I believe, a maximum of 10 people in your group.
Okay. That's
So
what
I know
that's
that more people are using it because it's more affordable if you are using like if you have 10 adults and you're splitting the price between 10 people, it's definitely a little bit more doable, but I see much smaller families taking advantage of this service a lot more nowadays.
wow. I'm surprised. I mean, I I feel like I spot like plaids, as they call them, the cast members that are hosting them, um, a lot more.
Mhm.
But I just thought that is because I'm more aware playing Rich or Famous,
Oh,
which is fun when you're somebody who doesn't have a lot of money spending a day in the park.
not that kind of money at least.
No, probably still spending a lot of money, but
Yeah, just
not
not that
splurging
kind.
quite that much.
And they will
Mhm.
also they're very knowledgeable. They'll give you lots of fun facts. They will go get snacks or beverages for you while your family is on a ride. They will get your dining reservations. They are super, super helpful. And it's definitely like I would say maybe once in a lifetime type experience because it is so expensive, but it is an option. It's something that's offered if you didn't know. And then I wanted to talk a little bit more about each of the tours individually.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about them because I've tried to look into them myself, but I don't know what's wrong with my brain, but I'm always like, sideways. Like, start thinking about what I could see and if I want to do that tour and if we could do that tour. I'm
Yeah,
always like off to the side, like, oh, get like one step in. Oh, that's that. Oh, well, what can
yes,
I find out about this on my own?
right. So I've never done any of these tours. I definitely want to. The first one, the Cultivating the Magic guided tour, tells you the little snippet on the Disneyland website says, discover how horticulture can tell a story from Floral Mickey to the reimagined Mickey's Toontown.
Oh, cute. I wonder if they,
So,
sorry.
no, it's okay. What were we going to say?
Oh, I just wonder if they talk about one of my favorite things about Tomorrowland is that all of the plants are edible.
I'm sure that they do.
Oh my God.
So it starts with how magic grows. It says explore the magic that comes from plants and flowers, which play a key role in storytelling. And then the botanical story. So from the moment you pass through the main street entrance, you start looking at their flowers. You get welcomed by the Mickey floral, and then it does take you through Frontierland, Fantasyland, and Tomorrowland. It also takes you on a ride on the Jungle Cruise. So that's
Ooh.
really fun, and it gives you a little keepsake to remember by.
Oh, you get a little treat at the end?
You do, yeah, a little keepsake, it says.
That's cute.
Yeah. So
Fun
that's
fact
really
about
fun.
the Oh, I'm sorry.
I just
I'm
said so
sorry.
that's really fun. Go ahead.
The Jungle Cruise is its own ecosystem. So I would love that tour sounds right up my alley. I'm like, tell me about the plants in this place. What's their story?
I didn't know that the Jungle Cruise was its own ecosystem.
Yeah, it's been around for 69 years now, and it's grown to the point that it's keeping itself going. I don't know what all feeds into what defines an ecosystem, but that's what I've heard.
Okay, cool.
Love that.
Then there is the Disneyland Railroad guided tour. And I would really love to do this one day because you get to take a ride in the Lily Bell.
Oh yeah,
Do you want to
dude.
tell them what the Lily Bell is?
I actually don't know that much about like all the details of the Lily Bell. It's named after Walt's wife though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I know that it's a caboose car
Yes.
that's kind of separate from the rest of the train that guests get to sit in, and it's a unique experience that they try to make special for you. And it's not always an option. Sometimes you can ask if the Lily Bell is available that day, and cast members may be able to help you out so that you're able to experience it, but it's not always an option. But apparently, part of this tour, it is an option.
I
And you can
think that
correct me if
this
I'm
tour
wrong.
might be the only way that you can enjoy the Lily Bell now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that even makes it more special.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you know if it's attached to just one of their trains and they just don't
Yes.
occupy it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, still might be something. I might still that. Hey, hey, is Lily Bell going right now?
Oh, it's definitely worth asking for sure.
Right?
It's like sitting in a little suite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Like a legit train car instead of sitting just like side by side or
Right.
sitting facing one direction
And
like
the
you do on the
benches.
railroad.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting, yeah, in your own little train car. And you get to obviously take a ride on the Disneyland Railroad. You can, it starts you off with a little treat, and then you also get a keepsake at the end. And it says it's a 2 hour tour. So there must be a lot that you get to learn about.
Will you say the name of the tour again?
This is the Disneyland Railroad guided tour.
Interesting. I have so many extra questions now about these tours themselves. I'm like, the little treat? What's the special souvenir? What else are we doing for 2 hours? Because I'm sure there's much more. They probably get real into depth about maybe the other trains that are featured in the park, maybe about Walt's inspiration for the trains, because we know that that was it's basically the reason why Disneyland got built,
Yes.
so Walt could have a life-size train.
Yep. Exactly. That's what it says. So it says get a look into Walt's love for trains and discover the impact it had on the Disneyland Resort. On this eye-opening 2 hour tour, sure to delight both Disneyland fans and railroad enthusiasts alike.
It's my tour. I think that needs to be the first one that we go for when we get the
Okay.
chance.
Well, it's also going to be tough for me to decide because there's also Walt's Main Street Story Tour, and
Oh,
that one I feel like is my tour. So
yeah, I was
this
gonna
one
say.
says explore Main Street USA through Walt's eyes while uncovering the history and secrets of this iconic thoroughfare.
Okay, that's
So
so you.
this yes. This is a 90-minute experience, and the highlight of this experience is you get to I'm like I'm so emotional. I'm gonna cry. I'm like you
Oh,
get to visit Walt's apartment and go see where he would stay and where he would hang out when he was in Disneyland, and it's the real deal. There haven't been many refurbishments done to it. There's a lot of the original furniture and such, and oh my goodness, I can't wait to plan a trip doing that because getting into the fire station, and I always feel such a strong connection to Walt, and I would I just thinking about being in his apartment makes me want to cry.
no, that does sound super up your alley and honestly, like extremely novel. Like, because be you can't do those things otherwise, right?
Right.
Do you know if that's an option during the VIP tour at all, or is it all mostly attraction based and just that cast member sharing idea?
I think that it's separate, but I wouldn't be surprised if you could book them both and just
Mm,
have your VIP tour guide come along with you. But if you're paying by the hour, it seems
yeah.
frivolous to pay for them by the hour as well as pay for them while you're on another private tour. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe don't stack your tours like that. Yeah, don't do a tour like a VIP on top of another tour. That
Yeah,
sounds like
that sounds
not
rough.
the way to go.
Yeah.
But if you got money like that, hey, spend it how you will.
Spend it how you will.
Well, I'm excited now. I want to take a tour. I've been thinking about that honestly, like fully scheming where is going to be the best time for us to do our first tour and what it's going to be. So, thank you. Did you say, I'm sorry, how long the Walt's Main Street Story Tour is?
That one is 90 minutes.
Oh, okay, wow. Those are a lot shorter than I thought they were going to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just, I mean, I don't know what these tours entail, you know? So I always, when I would hear about Disney tours and what that may look like, I think I always had the VIP tour in my head.
Mhm.
Whereas I'm like, oh, okay, that's like an all day thing, like something that you're paying like a full service for, expect to be with this person all day. And less so of like this is going to take a portion of your day. This is just an extra feature of something fun to do.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah, totally. But that seems even better. Like, I love that. So, not only do I have like this really awesome tour scheduled in my day, but I also have the rest of the day at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. The next item on our list is piloting the Mark Twain.
Yeah.
Yes. So something that's definitely a very special opportunity, an opportunity you have to ask for very nicely. I will say again, very nicely. Also, from what I was reading, something that probably you're going to want to ask to do if you're in a small group. It sounds like only about 4 people at a time are able to kind of interact with that experience. But so if you have a group of 4 or less and maybe try to go on maybe it's a slower time of the day. So if you have a group of 4 or less and you're interested in trying to pilot the Mark Twain, asking if you can, the tips I saw were to hold back till most people are boarded and then nicely ask the cast member that's available if they have a pilot for the Mark Twain during that voyage, and if not, then they should you to become the pilot, or you should ask politely to then become the pilot of the ship. The ship? Is it a ship? It's a riverboat.
It's a ship. No.
This isn't the Columbia. Which I'm curious if you can do the same there. I just didn't see as much being talked about that. So maybe if you're boarding the Columbia as well. I've never ridden the Columbia, which is like the pirate ship. Um, Maybe ask there too if that's up your alley. But yeah, I thought that was very cute and fun.
That
Sounds
is
like a good
super
time to
cute.
me.
I wonder if it's only for littles or if they'll let big kids like us do it too.
No, I saw adults posting about it.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, the article I read was an adult talking about them and their group doing it. And it was pictures of the person that authored that article, pictures of them. And we'll have the link to that website where I got that information from in our notes.
Yay!
Next on our list is building a lightsaber.
Yeah, and I feel like most people know that you can build a lightsaber, but you can also build your own droid, and that's not something that I knew about until more recently. So if you're into Star Wars, that's those are some fun options for you to do as well.
Yeah, and as far as I know, there's kind of two options for building a lightsaber.
Uh-huh.
So in Galaxy's Edge is where you can, I think, make a reservation to go through the whole ceremony of building like one of those super like legit lightsabers. But also in the store that's just to the right, if you're looking at Space Mountain, just to the right of there. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The store that you come into as you're exiting Star Tours.
That's right. Okay. I was like, it's when you exit something, I think. Yes, when you're exiting Star Tours, there is like immediately when you're walking out of Star Tours through the gift shop, it's to your left-hand side.
Mhm.
There's like a tray kind of area where they have like different pieces. And I believe there you can build a lightsaber of your own as well.
More
It's just
affordable one.
more affordable, more plastic, like
Yeah, it's a cheaper
but you're still building one, less of a ceremonious thing to
experience. Yeah.
experience, but also more affordable and more if it gets damaged, it's okay because it's maybe for a child
Yeah.
or an adult if that's your jam. Have fun. Why not? I think I only know one person that's gone through the whole lightsaber ceremony. And they fully went in with the intention of having it on display in their home because that is fun for them, which is fantastic. That was like the most excited thing that they were for in Disneyland. The thing that they're most excited for in Disneyland would
Yeah.
be a more correct sentence to say. But which is all good. Hey, have fun. I'm super curious what that ceremony looks like. I'm like, can I get in there without building a lightsaber because I don't have the funds or the care for that, but super excited for everyone else that does.
Yes, I'll have to ask my clients that just had their honeymoon there. They
Oh,
did that. That was one of their reservations that I got for them was for them to do that. So I'll have to ask her how that was.
yeah.
Yeah.
The droids look super fun too. It's
So
just
cute.
another so cute. I like love when people are just like playing with theirs around. It's kind
Yeah.
of like the new like bubbles, except to
Yes.
like the droids are never like in your face. You have to make sure that you don't step on them. But and like not to say I don't love the bubbles because bubbles are a part of the experience at this point. But I don't know anything about building the droids either,
No, me
honestly.
either.
No, but I mean, if that sounds fun to you, they're pretty, I mean, I wouldn't say too small, but they're fair size, like maybe the size of like if you have like a big like water tumbler like that you would get from like Starbucks or any plastic tumbler that you'd buy. You know what I'm
Maybe
saying?
a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah, probably like a little bit bigger. So maybe like
They're pretty small.
foot and a
Yeah.
half, 2 feet, something like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
maybe
that
two
was
feet.
I'm gesturing with my water bottle, so if you heard that noise, it's my straw that I hit. Super fun though. What an experience.
And another thing that you can do in Galaxy's Edge is you can play bounty hunter using a magic band, and you also have to have the Disney Play app downloaded. So that's a fun little game that you can play. I think you use your magic band to go around different areas of the land, and I'm not really sure what the premise of the game is, but I know that people that like Star Wars are into it.
Yeah, totally. I've heard that you like have to, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt where you're
Uh-huh.
like looking for like different like codes to scan or like things light up for you. I don't know, it sounds fun. I'd like to try it at some point. Worth doing, especially if you got a kiddo, maybe that's like really into it. I know it's not something that takes maybe a whole bunch of time, but if you're trying to explore the land more, you could run into some fun things
Mhm.
using that. So staying in Disneyland, we're still there. There's still more to hear about that we're doing that
Mhm.
maybe you know about. The shooting exposition or the shooting gallery that's right there in Frontierland. Once you move past like the pin trader's shop,
Yep.
you probably hear it before you see it.
Yes. I've never done it.
Oh, you've never done it?
No.
Oh man, it's cute, it's silly, it's fun. It feels like I mean, it is pretty much like real life Toy Story mania. You know how sometimes when you're doing that, you hit certain targets a certain amount of time or in a certain sequence, and then you get more targets that pop up or
Uh-huh.
you get a certain effect that
Yeah.
happens.
Uh-huh.
It happens in the shooting gallery too.
Oh, that's so fun. And it's free, right? You don't have to pay.
You pay.
I heard that you used to and that you don't now.
Interesting.
That you used to have to pay like 50 cents or something to do it, but that you don't anymore.
Okay. The one time that I've done it, the last time I did it, you paid. And it was about like 50 cents, but it's been a while. It's been years. So maybe it's different now. I
Something
guess
else we
that's
have to
something.
check out.
Yeah, we're just going to have to investigate. You're going to have to experience it and we're
Yeah.
going to have to go find out for ourselves.
Yes.
I literally love that they still have this there. I mean, I think that that is such an iconic Frontierland thing. Like when
Yeah.
I think of Frontierland, like I can hear the shooting gallery in my head in a good way. I'm like not, I mean, personally, I don't. I've shot a gun before. I'm not into it. No, thank you. It's okay. If that's your thing, hey, be responsible and be cool. But that shooting gallery, hey, that is a fun scene to like just check out. It is just so like classic. I don't know, such a fun little detail.
It feels
Definitely something
nostalgic,
that's
right?
yeah, and there's not like what's it called? Midway games anywhere in Disneyland. So the fact that they have this one little fun game off to the side, I maybe it's free now. Hey, even better. At one point it was just a couple cents, but so cute. I really like it. I think it's such a fun little detail.
I think that they may have changed it because not many people carry around change nowadays.
That's super fair. What about caricatures? Have you ever gotten one of them's done?
Not at Disneyland, but it is something that's offered that you can get done in New Orleans Square. There is often someone sitting there that you can go and get caricature done. I know one of my friends has gotten it done before, and they drew her as Belle and her partner as Beast. So that's really cute.
That's so cute. I've seen like other people getting them done, but not as characters. So that's precious.
Right? Yeah.
What a fun thing to take home with you. I know that they used to have somebody doing it in DCA as well, but I feel like I haven't seen that in a long time.
Oh no. When do you remember like where-esque?
In front of Ariel's, I feel like it was.
Oh yeah, definitely they haven't been doing that anything like that there for a while.
Okay. Yeah, that was probably pre Pixar Pier. It honestly could have even been pre Ariel.
Oh my gosh, what was there before Ariel? I don't even remember.
It was a show building for like a show.
Oh.
Yeah, what the show was, I don't remember, but yeah, it was some sort of theater before.
Oh,
Mhm.
cool.
I really only went to California Adventure like twice before.
The refurbishment. of like the whole park?
I went I went 3 times. I went 2 times before 2014, and then I went in 2014.
Mm,
So I went in, like, 2002, 2009, and then 2014, and then I didn't go back until 2016, 2017, something like that.
nice.
But
One of
cool.
the other last things that you can get done in Disneyland is you can have your silhouettes drawn on Main Street still, and I think that's something that they've been doing for since the park opened or very close to when the park opened.
I don't know how long they've been doing it, but certainly a long time, and that's another thing that just is classic Disney to me. Have you gotten one of these done?
No, I have not. Have you?
Yes.
You have?
I did a very long time ago because my grandma, my step family, my that grandma, um, that family, they are big Disney people, especially my grandparents. They honestly, they were are part of my love for Disney, 100%. But my grandma and my papa, they had a whole display on one of their walls. They had lots of pictures on their walls, but closest to their bedroom, right outside of it, on this, their only open space of wall, they had all the displays of every time they went to Disney, they got some sort of not caricature. I'm sorry, they got some sort of silhouette cutout done. Not of themselves. I think they had. I don't remember there being one of my papa. I'll have to ask my cousin because she would know because she was in many of them. But my grandma for sure, she was in because you can do them kind of like layered with multiple people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think there was one of, like, her, my papa, and then my little cousin who they raised, and I mean, she was the star of that wall because she was always the one going with them. It's so cute. I mean, you would think that from a silhouette, you couldn't see, like, the growth of a person, but even from that, you can. It's very sweet. So, the one time that I got to go with my grandma and all my cousins from that side, I did have one done with my little cousin, and I got to be put on that wall.
Oh.
Very sweet. It does take some time for them to do, but not anything excessive, and those artists are so extremely creative. I think it was just post-COVID, they had stopped, like, once the parks reopened, they had stopped doing the silhouettes for quite some time, and it was sad because that is such a beautiful, unique thing at Disney. I've never seen anywhere else do that except for maybe some independent artists, which is amazing. Very cute, very sweet.
Do you know where that silhouette is now?
I don't.
That would be that would be really cool if you could get your hands on it.
Yeah, it would. I'll ask my cousin where maybe some of those ended up. I would imagine she has a lot of them. Um, Something that is cool that I remember them doing is when you have yours done, even if you are purchasing it of multiple people, like if you have like a group of 2 or 3, they do your individual one and they do the group ones. And I'm sure that you purchase something for each of them,
Mhm.
but you can have an individual even if you're also purchasing
The group.
them like layered, the group, exactly.
Got it.
So I thought that was really cool. Like I think at some point, and I'm sure it may still be at my parents' house somewhere, but I believe my grandma gave the one of just me to my parents, and then she kept the one of me
The
and my cousin
group.
together. Mhm.
That's so cool. I would love to see that. Do you have like a a ballpark of how old you were?
I think I was in 6th grade? No, 6th or 7th grade, early middle school for sure.
So like 10ish.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, 10, 10, 11, somewhere around there.
Nice. Oh, I would love to see that.
Me too. I'll see what I can find. I don't know. No promises. No promises from my parents' house, but maybe my cousin. We'll rely on Lauren.
Yes.
Um, Before we completely move into California Adventure, there is one thing that I wanted to mention that is in available in both parks. If you have a baby or a little one, there are baby care centers in both parks available to parents that may need them. These child care centers, they have kind of like a vending machine system that you're able to purchase necessary supplies for your child, whether that's diapers, wipes, or even like little snacks. Of course,
Formula?
there's
Do you
like
have formula?
a formula 100%. So maybe you've forgot those things or you didn't pack enough for whatever the circumstances may be, the unexpected, something spilled, the unexpected happens. Maybe you're not staying real close to the park and you need something right now. Those are available to you, which I think is really awesome. Um, they have a space for changing tables, for clean private restrooms, and for breastfeeding.
Yeah, I've heard they have really nice nursing rooms.
It looks like a very nice, clean facility. So if you're struggling with those, crowded restrooms with a bunch of people, maybe your baby is really sensitive to noise, especially. I used to babysit a kiddo who, I mean, screamed their head off because they were overstimulated and um, had very sensitive skin, so just any handling of diapers was really hard for them. If everywhere had these nice little quiet changing areas, I think everyone would be thankful. But Disney has them. Disneyland and California Adventure available to parents. Beautiful.
And it's something that I've noticed as well in my career helping with lactation. A lot of babies struggle having a good feed if there's a lot of distractions going around. It's hard for
Mm.
them to focus on mom. So having a nice, quiet, private area for you to go take your baby is really, really nice. Or even just to go and pump if that's something that you do as well.
Yeah. Have a quiet sit.
Air conditioned.
Hey. That sounds nice.
And in Disneyland, I know this is located on Main Street to the right, next to the first aid station. Do you know where this is in California Adventure?
I I would be guessing, but I believe it's just to the left past Oswald's.
Okay,
Yeah. That is a little bit of a guess, but I would imagine that it is somewhere in that immediate entrance area.
okay, got it. So while we're on California Adventure, there's some things there that you might not know about. And staying on track, if you have little ones, there is the Disney Junior Dance Party. It's offered 3 times a day. It's geared towards preschoolers, and there's no additional fee for you to take your kiddos there. They can meet and sing and dance with a lot of the Disney Channel or Disney Junior characters such as Vampirina, Doc McStuffins, cute characters like that. They can go and have a little dance party with them. And I've never experienced it, but I've seen lots of clips of little kiddos and they're having the best time ever singing and dancing. It looks really fun if you have small ones.
It does look cute. I mean, of course, that space is not for me, but I'm like, I want a dance party.
I know.
And that's just as you're walking down like the Hollywood Boulevard area, like right next to Carthy Circle,
Yeah.
pretty much,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks fun.
It
Seems fun.
does. Yeah.
So, in that same vein, if you're walking down that Hollywood Boulevard strip, just past the Disney Junior Dance Party is the Animation Academy.
Yeah.
You can meet Anna and Elsa. They have Turtle Talk with Crush in there. That's where we talked about in our previous episode about the Animation Academy itself. So the drawing.
Of the different characters.
Yeah. And then what's the Sorcerer's Workshop?
The Sorcerer's Workshop it was the little area that was leading up to Beast Library. Of course, Beast Library is closed, but the Sorcerer's Workshop is still open. And you can go in there and there's drawings, there's little I want to say not really turnstiles, but there's these little machines that you can watch old clips of Disney characters on. I know there's one of Donald Duck, and it's just like the hand drawn cartoon, and then you spin it and you get to watch it move as if it were
Yeah.
the show. So it's
They're
just
like
a cool little thing like that.
they're like film reels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And you can, I don't know, I mean, it's been a long time. Ever since they closed the Beast Workshop, like I haven't been in there because I'm sad, but that's okay. It's okay. Things change. Um, but I know that you used to be able to grab like a blank long strip of white
Yes, you
paper.
still can.
Yeah, you can do your own animations.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And then they have like the like turn reels that you can stick your paper in and spin it and see your animation happen in real time. Very,
Yeah, so
very fun.
fun.
I feel like I've done like some little silly little sketch in there before just to see how it would all pan out. But especially if you have somebody that's real creative in your party that can show off or have a little outlet of expression or introduce to the amazing thing that animation is and has been for a long time now. Very fun. Love that. Glad that they didn't remove that with the Beast
Yeah, thankfully.
library.
There's also the bakery tour.
Yes, that we mentioned before.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bakery tour is so cute. I love that. Anywhere that I can stand and just like watch things be made,
Yes.
why not?
It reminds me of we are from Northern California, and there is the Jelly Belly factory.
I was like anticipating, I was like, oh my God, the Jelly Belly
In
Factory.
Fairfield, yeah. And it just kind of reminds me of that. It gives me a little nostalgia of like going there and seeing how they make all the jelly beans is really fun. And so getting a little mini version of that with the bakery tour is really fun too. Getting to see how they make the bread, and then of course, as we mentioned in our last episode, you get a free sourdough bread sample, which who doesn't love that?
Oh, it's the best.
It's the best.
You want to give me bread? I'm there.
I'm there.
Would you say before, if it's free, it's for me?
If it's free, it's for me.
I'm like, if it's bread, I'm there. That doesn't rhyme, but I don't know what would. So, following along the path that we're on, because we've gone through the like Hollywood Boulevard area and then through the bakery tour, which is on
San
what is it?
Francisco.
San Francisco now. Um, we're gonna move our way onto Pixar Pier, where we mentioned the aspect of midway games before. This is where you're gonna find a whole bunch of them.
I've never done any of these either.
I think I did way back before it was Pixar Pier, maybe like the first time I went to California Adventure. Because as a little kid, seeing that whole area, I was like, oh, this is Santa Cruz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Which is, I think, what they were kind of going for. And then since then, have received a lot of criticism for that.
Yeah.
But they're still fun. I honestly really like that they rethemed them to all Pixar because a lot of them are related to Pixar shorts. So that's just a fun little aspect. I know that they have one for La Luna, and
Oh,
I
they
think they
do.
have,
That's cool.
yeah, and you can get little plush stars that they like collect in the short.
Cute.
I think there's one where you're like racing Bullseye,
Okay.
Toy Story.
Yeah.
Those are the two that I can recall right now.
Nice.
But I think there's like 4 or 5 of them, different options. Get little plush toys along with your win, hopefully. Hopefully you get a win.
Yes.
Easy to overlook.
Yeah, I mean that's why I've never really done it is because they're kind of hidden. They're kind of far back there.
Yeah, they are. They're like tucked like underneath the Incredicoaster pretty
Yeah.
much.
Mhm.
Or literally they are tucked underneath the
Yeah.
Incredicoaster.
So they're definitely easy to miss, but something you can do there that you may not have known about.
Yeah. Just past Midway Mania.
Yes. One of the last things that I wanted to mention that you can do at California Adventure is at the Lamplight Lounge's Boardwalk Dining. They actually have an open bar. So you can go and get any beverage that you want. Um, from there. You can enjoy just a shot. You can enjoy pretty much anything that you want. You don't have to order off of the menu. You can just go up there and just grab a drink real quick.
When you say open bar, you mean full bar?
Oh yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. You're still paying, just so you know, everyone. If you think you're
Sorry.
not paying
N-
for no, don't be sorry. I was like, yeah, open bar. And I was like, why does that sound funny? Oh, I understand what you mean because it's like a walk up. Like you can just like walk up and there's nowhere else you can do that in this park.
No.
Yeah. No, I think I love that. Did not know that at all. I just thought it was important to mention you gotta pay.
Yes, you do. It's a full bar, not an open bar. I'm sorry.
No, you're great. Oh my gosh. Have you done that before?
I haven't, but I know some friends that have.
Nice. It's a good thing to utilize.
Yeah, Courtney and Steven utilized it the last time they
Oh, okay.
went.
Wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, wouldn't. Definitely not. Definitely not.
Fun. I've seen Okay, that makes sense because I feel like I've seen like some like social media posts where it's like order this drink from this bartender or like this bartender does this drink and they're like off the menu cocktails that are maybe like their specialty thing.
Yeah,
So maybe worth asking a recommendation from the bartender, an off the menu recommendation,
yeah. That sounds like it'd be fun.
right?
And then moving on to our hotels, just a few things that I wanted to mention that you can do here without staying there. So, starting at the Grand, you can enjoy the Tanya Stone Spa. You can get massages, facials, manicures, pedicures. You can get your hair done, all kinds of fun things like that. And they also offer some wellness activities like yoga, paddleboarding, fitness classes. They're all around about like $30 to $40 each.
For all guests?
Yes, I
Ooh,
believe
good
so.
to
I
know.
believe so, yeah.
I'm sure you're right.
And then you can, if you have $135 a person to spend, you can have breakfast with some Disney princesses at the Napa Rose. You can also dine anywhere or anytime at the Napa Rose, as well as Storytellers, which offers character dining for breakfast and brunch. They have the Hearthstone Lounge, which is just a little bar area, and the Grand Californian Hotel Craftsman Grill and Bar. We've definitely gone to that bar a few times and enjoyed some beverages. It's cute.
You have?
Oh yeah, you haven't? Yes, you
No,
have. You went there
I
with
have.
me and Courtney and Steven.
Was that the one out by the pool?
Yeah.
Oh, I have once. Yes. It was cute. That's why I was gonna ask if that was included in your list. I did not know what it was called. I just know that you can walk straight from DCA into the hotel and you can walk straight out
Yep.
of the hotel into DCA.
Yep.
If we would have known about the lamplight lounge thing, we could have just gone there,
Could have
but
just gone there, but you know.
we were exploring. Good to know. I didn't know that there were that many different dining options there, to be honest.
Mhm.
Disney Princess breakfast for $135 though makes me raise my eyebrows, but it must be a good breakfast.
It has to be, right? I know it's a
Yeah.
3-course breakfast.
Okay. So the three courses are included in the $135?
Yes.
Interesting.
And I don't know for sure, but I want to say that's the starting price for children.
I just thought it was maybe the flat price for everybody.
Oh no, that's per person.
Rough. All right. Well,
A lot cheaper to dine with princesses in Disney World, I'm just saying.
yeah, in the castle.
In the castle.
Shocking. All right. Well, hey, do what you do. So moving on to the Disneyland Hotel. Shai, what do you know about the Tangaroa Terrace Tropical Bar and Grill?
It's
Curious.
it's just it's kind of like a almost like a quick service. I know that somewhere that if you have been a long time watcher of Fresh Baked Disney, like Megan and I are. I know that's somewhere he used to go a lot. It's
Oh,
near the pool area at the Disneyland Hotel, and they have small bites and beverages that you can grab there. Similarly to Trader Sam's Tiki Bar or Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar, except for it's not as popular and it doesn't have, the fun interactive elements that you can experience at Trader Sam's. But you can go to either of these dining locations as well as Goofy's Kitchen without having any sort of or without being any sort of guest staying at that hotel.
good to know. I didn't know. I'd never seen him post anything about Tangaroa Terrace,
He
but
hasn't
you've
gone.
been,
I feel like I haven't seen him post it there in a few years.
yeah. I mean, I just started watching him during COVID, during, yeah, I think during COVID. I don't know. Just a couple years ago. Probably when the parks were closed because that's when I was itching for that's really when I started watching Disney content, to be perfectly honest.
How to get your taste in.
I needed something. Is it similar to the Palm Breeze bar?
The Palm Breeze bar, I think I meant to. Oh no, that is at the Disneyland Hotel. That one I've never been to, but I think that one is inside of the Disneyland Hotel.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know. I guess one day we're just gonna have to take a trip over there and just pop around and see what we can do.
Yeah.
And our newest hotel, the Pixar Place Hotel.
Mhm.
Yeah, where you can meet Bing Bong.
Yes.
What? Not you don't have to be about a guest. Figure out his schedule. I'm gonna figure out his schedule. I'm gonna go meet Bing Bong. We're gonna figure this out. I just want to see the inside of this hotel from all of just like the few little videos I've seen and the little snippets and like talk like, hey, I need to go over and see what's going on in this place here.
Yes.
I know that you mentioned before, you asked me if I've heard of the Great Maple, which I believe is their restaurant there now.
Mhm.
You mentioned that you thought that it was maybe like a chain or
Mhm.
attached to like a chain of hotel or no, I'm sorry. Um, like a chain of restaurants.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
I'm
that's somewhere that you
excited.
can also eat if you're trying to get away from the hustle and bustle of the parks. You can stop at any of these three hotels and enjoy a meal or a snack or a beverage.
Yeah. I saw at the Pixar Place Hotel too that they have like a coffee bar where you can kind of like customize your own coffee.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't seen that, but that sounds really fun.
Yeah, I'm into it. I want to see what it's all about.
Yeah. And then we have our last thing that we wanted to hit on, kind of funny. One thing that you can't do at Disneyland.
Buy chewing gum.
Is this like an official?
Yes. Oh yeah. No, Walt said no gum.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, you can't have gum. You can't I mean, you can have gum, but you can't buy it in the park.
Got
That's
it.
like their way of being preventative of having tables and attractions and the floor caked with gum.
Yes, gum is nasty when it's not in your mouth.
When it's not in your mouth, it's really disgusting. But yeah, I thought I've always thought that was funny and interesting, and I figured it was a good thing to add to this our massive list at this point of things that maybe you didn't know you could do. This is the one thing I was like, maybe you don't know. This is something you can't do. Don't expect to buy any gum in the park.
Right.
Bring it with you. Bring mints. Don't bring gum. You're fine. You don't need gum
Pink mints.
unless you promise to put it in a trash can.
Pinky promise.
What
And
a
I think
great
that's it.
combination of lists.
Yeah.
Like combination of lists. What a great collaboration on a list. If you all have anything that you think that people don't know that they can do, that you want to tell us about, that you think that needs to be shared or is worth sharing, please leave a comment, message us on Instagram. We'd love to hear more.
Speaking of Instagram, we did change our handle. So if you're looking for us now, You can find it at Magical Happy Hour Podcast.
Yeah, we thought it was important to include the fact that, hey, we are a podcast. And if you haven't followed us yet, come on over.
What are you
Come
doing?
What are you doing? Come follow along. We're like doing more things over there, more than just our weekly post that the episode is posted. If you're listening to this, you probably know when the episode is posted. Good for you. Good on you. Why don't you tell your friend over there that our episode posted?
Tell your friend over there, please.
Yeah, everyone's got a Disney friend.
Everyone knows at least one.
We're Disney friends now, and make sure that your Disney friend over there knows that we're their Disney friend now.
Yes, everyone's Disney friend. We're for everyone that likes Disney.
Your support really helps us out, and we appreciate everyone that supported us all the way up until this point, episode 9. Shy, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram and on TikTok at Disney Obsessed Nurse. Megan, what about you?
You can find me on Instagram at Megan Creedon, and my TikTok's linked on there if you want to look at it.
And if you're interested in having a professional travel agent that specializes in Disney and Universal Studios plan your next vacation, you can find the link to my website in our podcast notes or email me at Cheyenne@vincentvacations.com. That's SHYANNE at vincentvacations.com.
Be sure to tune in next week. We have a very special surprise guest joining us. We're switching up our normal format just a little bit to bring you all something special.
A special treat for episode 10. So you will have to follow us on Instagram at Magical Happy Hour Podcast to find out what that is and maybe throw in some of your input on what you want to hear about from that episode.
Let your voice be heard. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.